Okay, a couple more seconds, and now we are in the full best of 5 grand finals. G2 up against Liquid, of course, and winning out in some very curious ways. I mean, Icebox was certainly a wake-up call, but Liquid can't stop there now. G2 have the building blocks of getting back to form, finding that confidence again. But look at this. Mixwell's going walkabouts. If you're not going to play out your default properly, you're going to get done for, but Killjoy will certainly help you out with that.
I like this, though. Again, Liquid not biting too hard on that presence shown. Alarm bot now down outside garage as well. Looks like we're going to have a hit in towards B. Artist ready with the shock dart. Actually not expecting Link to swing on the top of the wall there, but the utility will force Liquid away for the time being. Do they still commit?
Yeah, I want to see Sky's potential. I don't know how much utility they've got left on Sky. A decent amount to play with still. Flash is still ready to go as well. It's going to be Zeke to get the pressure building through Garage, and now position noted, falls away from it. They are being very mobile here, but they still need to find their placement and pick, and easily land these shots. Zeke came in and bailed him out. Awkward angle, sure, but had to do better, and Patatek shows him how it's done. My, that was a little bit sloppy, but recovered.
The paranoia from Patatek was huge there, actually. From outside Gary's window, got everybody on site. Zeke managed to pick up two kills on the back end. I mean, look at that, Pat. 2 kills, 3 assists. He was actually involved in all of that there with that use of utility. Now,
what do we make of having Sage as well as Sky? Like, do we... I feel like Link's role, he's very good at playing it. I'm curious to see how it looks and if it plays potentially in that sort of way. I'm a little interested by it. I don't think Sky's a traditional healer, to be fair, and I don't think that's the traditional way that fight should have gone either, but Scream somehow hits a headshot. I think the world is not surprised, but it's still enjoyable. Now, Mixwell is left a little further alone. He's got the rotation coming in now, but they're going to remove presence away from the map here.
Yeah, and Solcat's actually baiting those steps away. Mixwell not reading too deep into it. No swing out on the other side of the map from G2. You can see Pit's utility covering down Garage and C-Long. So they have all that information. They don't need to worry about that lane of the map at all. That's why you can see Zeke and Mixwell ready to take this fight. Mixwell just caught sight of a foot, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Pops off the top. Smoke goes down. And Liquid's going to look to explode out. It's actually the paranoia not going to hit the Sky Flash neither. Mixwell picks up 2.
Yeah, Mixwell's so aware of where he can go to. This is brilliantly done. G2 well aware. That little bit of information that trickled through from the sewers, he was able to fall back away, claim 2, and the smoke just set them up perfectly. That grayed out sort of, or I guess, purpled out vision as they come through. He was so ready for it, and as soon as the threat became a little too much, fades away, just falls away with the dash. Really nicely done by Mixwell. And again, this is why I love Mixwell. I think he plays those percentages perfectly. I think that's one of his greatest strengths. He knows when he's in a power position and when he's not, and he can readjust to them so well.
Yeah, didn't overcommit to that. Again, with the backup of Zeke, he can take those first 2 kills, and when they try and push him on the reload, Zeke is there to back him up. 3-man push now. G2 to assert some dominance on A-Long, and Mixwell's actually going to get a weapon upgrade for it, so a big win for G2 early there, and you could already see Patatek and Pit expecting this pivot back to the other side of the map. Eccles now actually swings outside of that smoke. Paranoia investor, that's going to force him away. Actually, the one-way is perfect there. Pat finds a headshot underneath it. Didn't expect the second player, so Cryptics will get the better of him this time.
Patatek's becoming a little nasty in the last couple of maps. He's certainly coming online. Pit now left to try and do the best he can here. You can see him playing towards the back, but does switch over towards the Phantom that, of course, was dropped. And while this happens, keep your eyes on. We're hearing Sky throughout the map, but no flashes to be noted just yet. Cam going to give away the game. Knows that there's at least one coming from Garage. Mixwell's there again. This is the pressure of Mixwell. It's what you want. Your buddy by your side. The double peek comes in, and actually got a little scary there, but Link does eventually fall to Pit. Now, with Soulcast's progress being what it is, the problem is he's surrounded. That raise at the bottom of the mid is such a problem to handle. You can see Soulcast is in all kinds of troubles.
Yeah, Arda's just playing distance here. Soulcast down to 25 HP. Spike's all the way over in spawn here, so just going to have to look for kills with 18 seconds left or save the weapon out. So unfortunate scenario for Soulcast.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, just coming back to the Sage and Sky thing. It's yes, historically we can look at, you know, dare I say it, with G2 playing, but David P and the role that he played on that stage and the self-sustain and being able to heal yourself. I like the fact that Sky can be the healer and Sage can go off and kind of do that kind of duelist hybrid role, but we haven't seen Link do that. That's the issue with this agent selection.
But I also think both of the agents have played as a non-traditional healer as well. I mean, I'd say honestly, Sky's value comes into the post-plant scenarios with the Seekers coming out. Like, that's excellent work. And the fact-finding she can get as well, and then throw in the flashes. She's a very well-rounded agent. Like, it's not super strong in any direction, but it has capabilities in most of the categories. So if that comes into play, I'd be happy. But right now, what's coming to play is G2 with a clean first 3. They are looking pretty deadly, pretty good to go here. Not really seeing Liquid show too much just yet, and I'd like to see a little bit more ferocity from it, but now Mixwell controls long, decides, actually, I don't want to get isolated here, not worth it against pistols, I could get swarmed, and the right decision to be made.
The big thing is even that just those flashes there, again, forcing the dash out of Mixwell. Oh, is he going to get that through this smoke? He isn't, no. Scream's going to be able to slip away with the ult orb. But even there, trading the flash for something like Mixwell's Tailwind, that's a little win. It's a little win. It's not necessarily, you know, utility in terms of aid, smokes, and things like that, but just getting those things out of the way early on in the round.
Now, it's going to be on Pit. I don't know if he's seen anything yet. Barrel, yeah, there we go. Sees Omen. Time to go. Good luck, Pit. You've got a whole lot of players coming your way. You can see Patatek quickly coming over towards the side to try and help out, but this is getting scary now.
Yeah, look at the 5-man swing from G2. It's this is going to be a bloodbath should Liquid decide to swing out. They do indeed. The nade is good. Soulcast finds the first actually, but look at that. 3 kills for G2.
Patatek's really on point now. He was a little quieter on the first map, but this is stunning work from him. For me, I love watching Patatek play because I don't know how familiar people at home are, but there's a player called Kiebi, and the guy's got the weirdest shaky aim, right? Like, it's so strange to watch. But then you watch Patatek, and it's so similar. It's like that little shaky aim, but it works so well. It's so crisp. Somehow he's just battering people. There's one, and the second came in on towards Cryptics. So good.
We need a bear counter on the overlay.
Get out of my way!
Seems as though we do have the ultimates out now. And again, for Liquid, I want to see more proactivity here. It still looks a little standardized. I mean, that flash, no one swung off it. No use for it. The play towards Sue is going to be outdoing it anyway. I need to see them using this well. I like the theory of Sky. I don't like how I'm seeing it thus far yet. I want to see more from Soulcast with it. I think we saw how good it could be on the other side of the map previously, but again, that's beyond the point here. Look at how this round's going. They're giving up B pretty easily. I guess it's going to be a retake, if anything.
Yeah, and that trap wire over on the left side of default actually blocked off by the wall right now. Actually, I'm going to say that information fantastic from Artist there, but he is traded out by screen with the Bladestorm, and now maybe going to see them push through A Link, but no, actually take full control of B. They've got one person tucked in back site now, but if they plant A Link side, they need to deal with Zeke. They need to get this kill.
Easier said than done, isn't it, really, as well. Link, though, going to find Mixwell. Securing a little on the way. Timing going to be everything now. That clock's starting to tick pretty swiftly. Pit not finding too many free opportunities. The only thing you saw was Scream with those knives out, which honestly doesn't seem that enticing, but Zeke is there to at least get things building the right way, but a quick answer from Cryptics to stop anything getting out of hand. And yeah, Zeke getting nothing. Nicely held in the end by Liquid to maintain that post-plant.
Yeah, really nice. And actually, yeah, Zeke staying alive that long. I mean, he's almost done his job and kind of distracting Liquid, but unfortunately the swing back on towards backside of Garage and C-Link meant that they pretty much negated Zeke's opportunity to kind of strike there. And yes, he finds Eccles. The damage control very good from Liquid there in the post plant.
was again off the back of a little bit more aggression coming out towards Sewer, though, from G2. I think they put 2 players towards Sewer that time around, so a little bit of a different look from them. And obviously leaves a gap there, and now Scream this time going to try and take that fight, which is a dangerous game to play, but loses out. Scream's going to find Mixwell. And Mixwell trying to make a difference happen. I like proactive AWPing, even on the defending side, trying to get involved, get into their faces, try and be mobile with it, but still, already, Liquid winning out on these extremities. This is the reason you default. Exactly what we saw this round. This is the pinnacle reason as to why.
I mean, it's textbook, right? They find that pick in sewers, Patitex looking for something on C long. It's on the other side of the map, looking for a weakness in that default. But now Liquid, the fact that they found both kills, it gives them options. And that's what you don't want to give the attacking side. There's the opportunity to make space on either side of the map here. Zeke avoiding that very well, but actually the rotation coming through here.
I've got your trail.
Which is interesting now. The Seekers are thrown out, and this is going to give a wealth of information over to Liquid to act upon.
Now this could be good. Pit's trying to back away real quiet. Uh-oh, there's trouble in front. They know where he is now. This is why I like Sky. Oh, Pit, that's a fumble and a half. Eccle's going to put him out of his misery more than anything. Spike should be free to be planted, and the last 2 are well out of position over towards defensive side spawn. Good rotations then from Liquid.
Yeah, really, really good stuff. And again, that's actually, yes, the information not gathered on A, but it kind of gave them the information that, yes, they might be hiding. They're kind of avoiding the util here. Yeah. The Seekers are thrown out. Pit's left in a really awkward situation because he either shoots the Seeker, gives away his position anyway, but the flash timing there from Soulcast is important. The flash through Garage actually blinded Pit, and he becomes stunned by the Seeker. Eccles then converts that. It's a really nice pinch. Great utility usage.
Just trying to keep hold of the weaponry they currently have on deck for G2. Looks like Liquid found their composure eventually. It's taken a little bit of time. Those first couple of rounds looked actually pretty clean for G2. They had a very good read. The aggression now has been tamed. So I do want to see that next look from G2, because that kind of, all right, we'll take a bit of territory. We'll, you know, put Mixwell a little more aggressive. But, you know, as said, they've kind of adjusted to that, and they've been kind of catching them on that default. Now, if Liquid lean into something new, that could be quite interesting. But for now, it is on G2 to make the next step, because those last 2 rounds were quite convincing. And you can see the economy's taking a hit off the back of it here. Patitech having to switch things up. I'm curious what the rest of the purchase is going to look like.
Initially, though, that's the first time we've really seen the default from Liquid on attack kind of stand up to that pressure from G2 in it. Work in their favor. Zeke gonna peek through, but Scream actually gonna find that headshot. He's looking for the trap wire outside, but the wall goes down, and it's a little bit of a fake initially, because you can see G2 have got 4 members stacked over towards C. Other than Mixwell now looking to see if anything's coming behind that wall. But again, Liquid holds strong. Look at him.
See Mixwell trying to find the information. A fake, but he's almost baited into it. Link seems so aware that Mixwell would want to find that. They would want to have the info off the back of it. Sat prepared, and another one falls for the same trap. It's a honey trap down here, and Pit just falls straight into it. Now look at this advantage. 2 players remaining, sure, but Artis and Patitech gonna have to work damn hard for this one. And this is off the back of, again, Liquid's composure is looking very, very diligent now.
30 seconds left.
Patitech trying to make the difference, but again, a slightly weaker weapon to work with. And Scream's having none of it. They are in charge here. They are living in G2's heads in the last couple of rounds. And Scream, as ever, making the game just look gorgeous.
Yeah, good stuff. Really, really nice response from Liquid, and stringing together 3 rounds now. Again, I know our criticism was that reliance on the default, but G2 seem to be kind of giving away what Liquid need to make that default so effective. Again, even after first blood and then the second kill comes in, you can see Liquid just happy to sit there and wait it out. They're baiting G2, as you said, into trying to find some information to see what Liquid are doing.
To say, this is a very thinking man's approach from Liquid. This is really good preparation coming into this game, and great composure, and the ability to not over try and do things, kind of play to the tune that Liquid, G2 would fall into, which is exactly what we're seeing. And again, that double aggression towards Sewer, Last time it was Scream who actually kind of dug Mixwell out of that position and won that fight. And now clearing long this freely, he's got to feel there's something afoot. Either it's a stack somewhere or they're maybe doubled up on short again. So I can imagine if you're Scream, you will clear short pretty proactively. Sky's already considering that. You've got Sky on the other side. And overstepped, but adjusted. This outdoes him. I expected him to clear a little bit further towards short, but maybe feeling that they'd be tucked further down. So maybe just a slight misread there.
Mixwell's position going to be given up though now, and Hunter's Fury gets invested. I think it actually did get that initial tag onto Soulcast, but no follow-up with it.
It's all a fake though.
Yeah.
It's worked super well as well. G2 trying to put down every bit of utility to deny the plant, but it's down regardless. The two players that were pestering towards A were all to take the attention away from B, but now the defuse is going to start working towards it. You have Mixwell touching on towards that. You've got Artist there trying to be a body blocker, just be at the front man, and the man is landing shots like no other. A quick little trade out eventually brings us back through. You have the Killjoy coming in as well. This is looking rough by all accounts, and Liquid are making them. Oh, Soulcast! The flank could not have been any better timed. And now the 1v1, but Mixwell. Mixwell, you do not do that to Soulcast. Oh, he kept calm. 4 HP is the difference maker, but my, that timing was perfection on Soulcast, and almost a double fake. Let's kind of talk about how that worked out in a weird way. The attention towards A long was garnered. You had the ultimate invested as well from Ardis, with Mixwell towards it, in towards kind of sewer area or short, however you like to call it, on A, after the back of seeing Scream, and then obviously seeing the utility of Sky. But then obviously the rest of the team then hit B as a nice reaction. That was great. But they didn't account for that late lurk coming in. Soulcast, what a bit of timing, Hypoc.
Yeah, fantastically done. And again, this comes down to the work that Liquid have done in a couple of these other rounds. Every time they throw that wall down now, G2 have to be aware of the possibility that Liquid just all-out hit B. We saw it in the previous one. They put the wall down. They're trying to bait in some of that presence. Mixwell comes and explores it. He loses his life for it. But the hit comes through Garage. Now, again, Soulcast and Scream showing that presence on A. They're able to pivot so quickly, just based on the preparation they've done in the first, 4 or 5 rounds or so.
But now again, G2 want information. You can see the pushes here. Nothing this time to be instantly met by it, and Mixwell's going to post up, it looked like, for a second or two, maybe adjusting off that. Didn't quite like the angle he had been given, wanted to at least be able to potentially see the cross. But a late play back in. Now you can see attention's being shown towards C this time, and the default play up towards A, where they try and make no noise, almost that contact play off the back in an excellent trade. So this again reveals no real information for G2 to work with. They've seen presence on C, they've now seen presence on A, maybe more on A than anywhere, so it does look like they're going to commit 2 players here.
Yeah, Ardis already up
30 seconds left.
into heaven, and Patatech just below him now, but Liquid again.
Time.
Swinging back. Yeah, 20 seconds. They've got to make a decision here, and once again, the wall going to go down on B. Zeke positioned perfectly this time to stop it. It's not cleared. That's the spike down. Now the paranoia is perfect from Patatech. Zeke will find a second. And that's that round left. Pretty much wrapped up. Spike will be in control of G2, and again, just the paranoia is so good from A-Link there. Back up Zeke after he finds the first.
Hey, look, this is the danger of playing those slower, more thinking man's rounds where you're trying to punish rotations. You can run out of time. I mean, anyone who's been watching, let's say, back in the day, the old Na'Vi style, sometimes it looks incredible. Others, they run out of time and they're nowhere near it, and you get thwarted by one player, because that can happen. And as I said, we saw it there, that lovely combination, as you highlighted, from Patatech coming in. Brilliant. That just removes any potential trading capabilities coming in. So you've got to love seeing that. And 5-4, a good scoreline, I feel. Again, we do say this map is traditionally slightly more attack-sided these days, at least in, again, recent tournaments over in North America. That seems to still hold true, which have been, I guess, the easiest statistic to go to these days. Flash and a peek as well kind of gives them the cross towards A right now.
I would counter that, though, with Liquid looking much better on defense than they did attack in the previous showing.
I very much agree.
This, yes, Liquid having this much success against G2, who we know are very good at defending Haven, I'm not necessarily concerned just yet. As long as Liquid can do what they did the other day, I'm all right with it.
Again, the slow take towards A. See what they have in store this time. It is, I think this looks like an all-in commitment. And honestly, if you're G2, you'll be thinking these are fakes, these are this, these are that. It's going to be very, very different. But for now, we do see the hit coming through. And Mixwell will commit to this. He is still up towards heaven. So for now, Scream goes in, tries to clear out as he approaches, looking towards that spike. It is on Sage. Bit of a spam comes in, does find a slight connection. You can see now Scream moves further forward, wants to hold that line, ensure no one can cross. And Artist took a great deal of flack as well. He's not getting in for free either. Now let's look at these post plants. They're looking okay. They've actually been able to spread themselves relatively well off the site. Still 3 players quite posted towards it. Mixwell again taking more damage. Oh,
look at that. Yeah, the wall goes up to completely deny anything coming off the back of the paranoia. Mixwell got to make a move here. Link forced out a graffiti. Here you go. Showstopper invested. Scream finds the kill and gets away.
He's so quick. Scream is just so quick on his toes. He instantly gets out of danger, and the crossfire holds. They can't find a way in. This is time to move away from this G2. Keep those guns. Your HP is low. Team Liquid with another good site execution coming in. This is impressive work from them. The post plants were good. You had nice play individually from Scream as well to be able to adjust from that. Eccles decides to just, you know, bow down to the bomb. No worries. But at the end of the day, look at this play from Scream. As soon as that player bounds in, takes down Link, and don't worry, we saw it. We'll describe it. He came in, and as soon as he saw that showstopper, got out of dodge, and it was so well played. And he still went back to that same position. He still held the crossfire in place. That's what I love to see.
Yeah, Liquid. I mean, some of these rounds, it's almost like the war of attrition, and on the ones where they don't give up an early death, seem to be able to stand the test of time.
That is such good work.
Oh my god.
This aggression, Team Liquid are completely posturing to punish aggression from G2. And now you can see Mixwell desperately wants to kind of levy that, try and get back into it, but it's not being allowed. And this is really nice work with Sky, just kind of keeping some sort of control here, denies the information off the back, and that is exactly what G2 would want with this. Artist is now feeling like he's on an island. All of these players are so alone here for G2. We have to call upon some of that brilliance individually. Zeke, is the one on the island here. Tell a lie. He's feeling like he's a mile away from people. Maybe call for Mixwell soon enough and say, hey, we'll just retake. I can hear utility. Help me the hell out. If he gets more than one here, very well played. Oh, the adjustment! Zeke, the guy's got aim and then some. Mixwell dives in as well, and they have individually bailed themselves out of so much danger. And now let's see how he plays this one out. A 1v1 Eccles. Spike now planted. Ultimate is online. He's still got util to play with the Pit. He's just walking it. And that's all it apparently takes. Pit didn't think too hard about it. Just made the moves and gets the defuse. Liquid being outdone by the individuals of G2. I think that is the most classic look of these two lineups, Hypoc. You have the thinking man's game from Liquid. And then suddenly you got Zeke, who just snaps on a Mixwell, powers in.
Yeah.
This is the perfect example of these two teams.
I mean, Zeke finding 2 from that spot, like you said, if he gets any more than 1, fantastic. But Mixwell swinging all the way through A Link to find 2 kills as well. Massive, massive. That round on the back of both of their input there. And again, Eccles considered the TP all the way to C, but it's Cypher. It's Pit still alive. If he TP's over there, he knows that he's got trap wires and the camera to deal with.
Very true, very good point. 6-5. Game's getting close now between these two. G2 barking back. Soulcast. I think he's got his ult online now. Quick denial there. And information garnered, and you can see the instant lean, actually. They've just left A completely, maybe sitting closer towards B, maybe feeling this is the Liquid approach. They fake towards a site, they show presence, and then they hit that B site with that, you know, the same old Sage wall comes in. Now, that's going to have to give away a bit of the game here. I'm going to say it, I don't love Scream on the op, if I'm honest. Much rather him on the old Phantom. But again, if you have spare money, why not buy it and just go for a pot shot? And if it works, great. If not, you've got a rifle waiting anyway.
I'm okay with it. Last round, look for something early. Maybe something, you know, G2 aren't expecting an operator player on the side of Liquid, so catch him off guard potentially.
I've got your
This time around, though, look, Artist, he's playing all the way back. They're giving up A here. The Seekers go through, but Artist is playing his ultimate. Expecting to try and deny this off with the shot darts and the Hunter's Fury on the default. First one comes through. That's going to actually destroy the Nano Swarm, so he doesn't invest the Hunter's Fury just yet. Oh, there you go.
Coming out now. Any damage to come from it? See a touch of damage on Sage, but I don't even know if that was the actual case. And oh my word, Scream is just playing like target practice here. Finally gets put to bed by Pit, looking through from heaven. Tries to find the next frag, but nothing presenting just yet. Killjoy does still have utility left in this, so once they crest around the site or that smoke depletes, there is going to be another level of threat, which will be dealt with. But again, look who's about to peek around. Flash comes out. Soul gas! Oh, the denial, the backhand. Cryptic's 11 HP at the time. It's dwindling. And there's only one way to make this play happen, and Cryptix is right there! Great work from Cryptix in the post plant, holding down the clutch.
Yeah, the clock run down effectively by Liquid, and Patadek again, you know, assuming Cryptix is going to be playing that one scared with such low HP, but a 4K in the final round and a half by Cryptix to secure that one, and a 6-6. They're going blow for blow once again here, Lauren.
Okay, but we still, we have to kind of put it in context, right? This is where it gets fun, because I think we see the teams go to their better sides. I feel like G2's attack is always where it becomes their strongest point, and then you have Liquid also going on to the favorable side for them, where they look really good on the defense.
This was so clean. Love that. Love that peak there.
Make 'em dance.
First bit of info spotted over towards the A cross. And eyes turn towards what G2 do with these pistols, because traditionally they've been very good at them. Liquid seem to turn up a little bit on theirs. Definitely helped them out create a buffer in the past games that they've found. And G2 just staying as a pack. They're not doing anything too fancy. Showed a little leg towards A, got the attention, and then backed away towards C, it looks like, with a bit of a split through towards Garage.
Yeah, Liquid completely giving up B here. Smoke goes down, but the drone going to push all the way through, give them all the information they need, which is nobody's holding close, nobody on site right now. Mixwell swings through. Actually finds that kill to Scream, surprisingly enough, and does get the second onto Eccles as well. So site control will go over to G2. Liquid find themselves in a 3v4 retake now. Patadek looking for something through Garage.
Zeke up close. This is sharp work for Cryptix in post plants, man. We've seen this. They check it. They actually checked it. That's really good work to at least find the information, and both players are now low. You can see Patadek, depending on this, tries to work through. Wait, is he? Okay, halfway. And now they know the spike is not planted for Patadek. He has to check on this thoroughly now. Swinging out wide, doesn't see him sitting on the spike. He gets the defuse again. Cryptix is so good right now. He is your pressure man. He is your clutch master here. That is such good work from him.
And a big win. G2, they did take the pistol round, obviously, on their defense, and both players, I mean, it's 22 and 25 HP apiece for Cryptix and Patadek. And Cryptix, that first half stick, I love that dynamic in Valorant. Again, it just puts so much more pressure to check that defuse. But Cryptix plays line of sight very, very well.
Peekaboo through the smoke, I guess. I didn't think Patadek was going to commit that far, but I guess he did have Artist beside him, but now working in. Does also get found playing around this smoke so nicely. Just keeping those extremities held, not allowing too many dangers to happen, but there is still threats. There is still that raise. There is still jet over towards this, but Liquid are keeping them at arm's length, or at least within Spectre range, should I say. So keeping it quite comfortable for now, kind of funneling them through, and G2 not finding too many freebies here.
And whether or not they want to make a play for this again, round two, Scream actually going to find his third there, and Soulcats very quickly cleans up Mixwell. So a flawless, that's what you want to see in your second round when you convert it, keeping all of those SMGs on board, because everybody should be able to sit around 2,500 and above, but you know, up to take some full armor. I mean, 2K really is the cutoff if you want to fall by into the next one with rifles. Ultimate-wise, Screen 4 out of 6, Cryptix 5 out of 7. Expect them to try and get some points on the board here towards those ultimates. Nothing on the side of G2, and the closest really, Mixwell 4 out of 6 for his Blade Storm. So I'm hoping to see Liquid maybe try and get some sort of aggression here. You can already see it on A-Long here. Flash going to come through from Sky. That's going to be quick information for them.
It will be, again, one of the benefits of having Sky here. But keep in mind, I feel for Liquid, it's really quite imperative that they did get the rounds that they did at this point. More information garnered. This is good work from Soulcast. But again, they needed those pistols because we know, one, this map does lean a little on the attack, and two, G2 are exceedingly good at it. So it's a kind of the double whammy, which makes it very difficult going forward for most teams. But Soulcast now, the timing is good. He's still got the flash that he can play with. Does go through. Not sure if it quite achieved what he wanted, but it will at least keep them at bay for now. The wall's good, but it does get dismantled quickly. Oh, the timing a little unfortunate there.
Yeah, unlucky there. They're still holding the line right now. Again, taking these fights. The slow ult comes through. Soulcast actually can draw first blood here, and he gets the second as well. Artist shut down.
How did he get away with that? I guess they redefined the lines of the battlefield right now, playing from the side itself, not letting them get any of these closer fights that G2 are hoping for. And for now, this is looking pretty decent. I mean, you've still got Zeke up, who's been, a bit of a game changer here, and you can see them wanting to push Zeke now as those smokes are still in place. The vision's limited. Soulcast has gone 3 here. Off the back of that team flash that kind of kept us a little bit in the dark, he's really come online using that Spectre so well. 50 HP, and Patatek now strides forward. What does he do with this? He does have the spike. He's got a bit of mobility still. And as you can see, looking to try and change things up here. Faking them out, making them a little paranoid about it. Time's dwindling, 9 seconds. They've got to make the play. And Soulcast finally goes down. Pit finds Eccles. That's not good. Suddenly there's a problem. Link is there. And now the 1v1. The time has left them. Pit can do nothing but watch as another one goes to Liquid.
Yeah, again, just the war of attrition. Just okay, nearly got the extra. Maybe just trying to remove that weapon again. Liquid's bonus round going very well for them. I love this crossfire. I love the counter beating from Liquid, putting those SMGs to good use. And they hold the line again. Yeah, Artist just tried to brute force that with the Phantom. He says, yeah, I've got a rifle. I'll take you on. But Soulcast shutting down 3 with that Spectre. And actually, he's not even the one I mentioned, but now his ultimate's online. Cryptic 6 out of 7 for the lockdown. Scream a little bit closer to the Blade Storm also.
Oh, there's money. If Liquid gets double digits, man, I'm excited by this, and it's surprising because we all know how good G2 are on their attack, man. This is wild stuff. Mixwell's just going to power forward, though. He wants in on the action, and he might just get it now. 2 angles that are pretty hard to work with, but he actually gets the timing just right. Kind of catching a little bit of this, though. Going to have to slow down, allowing Eccles to find Zeke on his own, but there's the trade out eventually. Mixwell slides around the side, finds some more. The shot eventually comes in. It got a little bit dicey. But the trades with Patatek coming through as well, keeping this kind of close to 2v2 here. Spike in the hands of Omen, and where are we off to this time? Right over towards A.
Yeah, and Soulcast close enough to hear that plant, so that will confirm the information. Link actually going to push through mid and maybe try and catch Mixwell on this flank, but thinking better of it, he's going to go and stack up the Seekers sent out. This is huge now. You see the use of Sky in the retake scenario. Finds one, the second one going to reveal all this information. Actually going to flash onto this and try and force Mixwell back. He actually finds the kill. Fantastic.
So good.
The
He's defusing.
Down.
He's holding it. Oh, Soulcast! Body blocking on the full defuse. The flash, the Seekers. This is why we like Sky, Hypoc. This is exactly as to why.
Absolutely textbook. I mean, Mixwell just got absolutely worked on A-Long there. The Seeker, as soon as the audio cue comes through for Soulcast, he sends that flash down. It's a free kill. Literally a free kill. Really nice retake from Liquid.
One enemy remains.
Now, obviously not clean, but there's a time imperative on it. We take those. That's incredibly impressive, and again, it's why we're liking this Sky in the composition. Now, looking at G2, we've got to consider their options here. They're not getting that same sort of powerful entry that they normally do. We see them normally getting really quick little approaches towards this. Scream, gonna fall away from it. Mixwell does find a clean entry. First time we've seen that, so this could be a big difference now. As Soulcast is in a bit of trouble, he's gonna have to peel away. He can't fight the A side.
Oh, no, G2 going to force their way into this. They do have the lockdown if they want to try and invest it here for the retake. No Hunter's Fury on the side of G2, so they are going to have to back out of this one. Mixwell staying close enough just in case. The smoke comes through. Nobody on the defuse just yet, but Eccles, look at him. He's on a big flank here with the paranoia. He's going to buy a lot of time for his team on site.
He is, but Zeke's still here, and Zeke is still dangerous, but Scream maybe the bigger beast at this point, but the spike is down and you can see the amount of attention being drawn. And I thought maybe the Clutch Master could do it again, but it's Scream called upon in a 1v2. Time is taken away, and Pit was always the last line of defense. You're not going to get away from that. Nice play from G2, that opening pick, the site take, it all worked incredibly well. Look at that guy.
G2 find their first attacking round. Again, the amount of damage they've done up until this point, Liquid are going to have a scrappy buy at best. Scream opting for a Ghost and the Blade Storm. They have the Revive, they have the TP, but not much else here. So a difficult round for Liquid to get much done from. Let's see what they do.
Okay, looks like a bit of a repeat performance here, at least in Mixwell's mind. He'd love to get that entry again towards A. Soulcast, I think, jump peeking towards the side itself. So not going to give too much away too easily. It looks like Zeke's going to invest the ultimate. Time to go. You've got to get... Oh, nice up and over. Zeke not going to be held down, but Soulcast, he got him instead. And now there's problems aplenty. Link is still large and in charge, and Mixwell's dead and gone. They have held once again.
One enemy remaining.
It must be nice to not even need Scream to do this because you're actually holding that site itself. He puts up the smoke, he puts up the wall, and they put up another round. That's 11 on the board. This is the best looking defense I've seen from Liquid.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, this was where they did look better, and it was really due to an underwhelming attacking half. But this time around, the structure is holding. It's standing the pressure from G2 right there, and Zeke, unfortunately, just... I think he missed Link's reposition there. As soon as the wall goes down, he's expecting him to play tight on the left side, but that's a big kill for Soulcast to get, and the second comes through onto Mixwell. It stops that push in its tracks.
Rinse and repeat, we go again. How's the money looking now as well? There's that flash, there's that information. I am seeing a frenzy, at least with Mixwell. He's not that far away from his ult, but probably not this round, I feel. And working forward, Patatech leading the pack. Vandal out. You can hear those shots almost trying to lull them into a full sense of security. Link holding a deeper off angle. Flash again, information again. Now you might see a rotation coming in off the back of this. Wall goes up. The facts are being found. We've got to see if G2 land some of these shots that they desperately need. But in we go. Soulcast again finds Mixwell. It's not looking so good, and Soulcast isn't leaving. He tries to turn around, but Pit keeps things at least on the right sort of track here for G2.
Spike planted.
Yeah, Link isolated on backside as well. Eccles will find Pit on the way back in, but only one smoke, no paranoia left. That was invested already. And this wall actually kind of plays better towards G2 now, to be honest. It gives them a second little hiding spot underneath heaven. Yeah, Patatech gonna do just that and put it to use. Eccles a hop and a skip inside the smoke. Zeke waiting to find him there. So nice execution from G2. Again, Soulcast, he gets the first, and he's, I mean, at that point, he's stuck. He has to wait for somebody else to come through, and Pit finds the kill onto his supporting teammate in rotation.
Okay, 2 rounds so far on the attack for G2. One, that kind of brute force that just kind of worked out for them. Nice entries, outdoing the 2 players who've been kind of pillars on the A site. And now a new look, it looks like. Maybe heading back towards maybe something different, or maybe showing a different look to start with. Artist going to lead the pathway there. Sees a lot of information, and you can see instantly Mixwell is in there. And, oh, Scream tried to get real cheeky with that. Mixwell's not going to let it happen at all, and Mixwell's not going to let this round fall by the wayside either. Artist comes in there. That's the G2 you want to be seeing. This power play, this lean into the confidence, lean into this individual ability that is so good with them. An Artist can go take down Eccles. This is your classic G2 round power play here.
Yeah, I mean, the plant comes through in 20 seconds inside the round starting, so that's the sort of pace that we expect of G2, and it's very effective. Now, Soulcast just trying to get all the way back over towards A site. Maybe save this gun out and the full armor he's got. Not sure of the economy on the side of Liquid, but even the rounds they're winning it's not flawless. So you got a question now: how they bounce back again. We haven't really seen too much aggression on the side of Liquid on defense. Yes, these early flashes give them information, but it's more they find the information, they fall back. They're hoping that this little bit of utility usage early on in the round will force G2 away. But I mean, there's one thing you know about G2, it's that they're not scared to brute force their way onto a site.
No, I mean, we do have a timeout coming in for Liquid, and maybe a good time to kind of try and get that mindset in the right place here. Considering their money's in a bit of a bad spot too, you want to ensure that you have the big buy coming into the later rounds, of course, and they can fashion something together here. But again, it's hard to read G2, right? Because how are you ever going to expect the C-long hit comes in after they've been trying to work A the entire time? I mean, you're not necessarily gambling, it's incredibly hard to read. You're sat there thinking, eventually they'll do it. We can't stack A because eventually they'll be going towards the other side. But you could have seen the potential there with Scream, considering it didn't get checked on, which was quite surprising.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. But I think you're right. It's almost... We use the word conditioning, and it's kind of the opposite of that. It's, yes, we'll show no presence at C-long for 5-6 rounds in a row, and then, yeah, maybe one time, boom, there you go, 5-man explosion.
Yep. I like it. It keeps things interesting. Now, this should be a G2 round considering the purchase. Now, yeah, Artisan Z going to make that look very likely. Scream did get the rifle. He has got a Phantom. And whether or not they check on this, does he wait? He did this last time. This could be huge. Last time it didn't work out. This time it might be working. One player, two player, the third. Oh, it just evades him. But Scream almost did him dirty. But now there's still a chance. It's slim though. G2 still have such special weaponry and cryptics. It's ambitious, bud. But it is double digits for G2.
If he'd have lined up the third there. It's the fact that Artis, obviously, he gets into that corner on Rabbit and he's like, yeah, I'm going to use my drone here, clear through. It's that panic. You always see a Sova jump out of their drone. Really nice stuff from Scream. Again, I was talking about this earlier. It's the trigger discipline there. The first one passes, make sure you can secure the second and flick back to the first. So he's done his job there for sure.
I think Mixwell's just having an internet problem, so hopefully I'll be back nice and quick. So a quick little, I think it's actually a technical pause. I'm not actually 100% sure because I think there was a bit of a miscommunication in chat there, so thank you. Can we just look at the bear again? Thanks, dude. Ah, well, you know what? We'll look at the technical pause screen. That's fine too. But this now comes down to how deep is G2's ability on the attack here. How much versatility can they show? I mean, they'll be a little frustrated with some of Scream's work, but I don't really think that's too worrying considering they're still closing out these rounds. It's when Liquid are back on the buy. So I feel like A has been kind of confirmed as being actually a decent hold for Liquid. So I don't know if that's an ideal site to hit, but you can't do that 5 burst on C long every time. So it's like looking at the other options now that I'm kind of curious about. What else do they have to go to?
Yeah, it comes back to another discussion that's floated around for as long as this G2's roster has been accepted. It's how deep is the playbook? And obviously with this support staff on board now, it's, yes, we're not afraid to brute force, but if we can't brute force 12 rounds on attack, like what else do we do sort of thing? It's that macro element that's always been the question for G2. And the one thing is you got to consider the fact that Liquid were able to dictate that slow pace on their attacking half almost would frustrate a team like G2 because they, I mean, they relish that kind of chaos factor. They embrace it.
It is such an interesting topic, and this is probably a longer conversation we'll have at some point, but it's more about, do we think that Zeke was the correct answer, considering it was confirmed he's not in the IGL and it wasn't a role for him. And then Mixwell, dabbled with the, in-game leadership, but consider you want Mixwell to have the freedom, right? But it's like, were the changes actually the right ones in the right direction? A lot of people were considering, obviously, the community, that they need a strong IGL or a strong coach in that role. And maybe Niels is that. We'll find out anyway. For now, we are at 10-11. Team Liquid do lead, but the last couple of rounds have been very aggressively G2's. So for now, Mixwell going to take that mid-territory and work his way up. Back in the server, no problems anymore.
And this is the sort of thing I'm talking about. So G2 now, a couple of rounds have shown this mid presence, which means that Liquid can't kind of play that default that they have been. They have to consider this, which is the showstopper and the Bladestorm getting invested onto B site here. Zeke finds the first. Cryptics will trade that one out, but Mixwell makes use of that time and space, gets onto site. So Spike will go down here. And again, post plant on B, very difficult. We know Liquid have to move quickly here and retake mid.
Yeah, that mid control is starting to build as well. Scream's kind of locked off from this. Not necessarily a one-way, but a very tricky smoke to play in towards against. And it looks like Mixwell will be his kind of number to try and deal with. And it's not an easy one either. Mixwell going to keep control of this, but considering window, maybe these steps will be heard. And the flash comes in. He's fully blind. Wait, what? Scream! The burst is perfect. And now the Seekers, he's chasing it down. He knows where Artist will be. He waits and he punishes.
The
Scream!
Seekers.
Oh, so well played. And you're right, it was in combination again with those Seekers.
Match point.
Just the Seekers and the timing of the flash there, once again, Scream perfectly poised to follow up on them. What a retake. I mean, I always talk about how much time you can buy in a post plant on B site on Haven. That was one of the quickest mid retakes I've ever seen.
Yeah. I honestly thought Mixwell had that too. I thought he was going to be posted up by that angle, kind of leave mid where it was. I'm amazed that actually Liquid pulled that off. Credit to them, but I thought that was G2's all day long. For now, though, frustration probably starting to build with G2 because they were on that comeback pause. They were definitely kind of, you know, building back in when that pause came through. So hopefully for them, they can kind of recalibrate and get back to business. Scream, look at this dirty angle, but Mixwell so sharp, too aware, doesn't fall for these tricks. 33 HP is all he's got, but he might be able to get back on a little more. Actually, no, of course not. He's left towards this now. I'm about to say, wait, hold on.
I was going to say, problem being, though, if you give up this garage control here, they can get the res. There you go, Link. Gonna get Scream back on his feet, and there's no possibility of a heal for Mixwell. So that's your entry. A lot of pressure now falls onto Zeke.
It's going to be this retake. Does Liquid have anything special? They do. Yeah, you're right. So, okay, Killjoy could be really doing some damage with this one. But again, wrong place here. Checking into B. Cryptics can make something happen from this corner. Yeah, there we go. This is going to clear out the site at least. Flush him out. Got 10 seconds to evacuate the site, basically. Oh, you love to see it. Artist, he's been doing his homework. Let's go. And now Patatek, waiting for the moment. Already Artist watching that cross as desperately as he can. The time is dwindling. This was a lot of invested time towards that Killjoy ult being so much more than it was. And Artist has something to play with here. He'll tuck himself away and that time's gone. This is a save. This is time to back away from. This is 11 for G2. Are we getting OT again?
Wow. I was about to call it as well as like no Hunter's Fury on the side of Artist, but I looked at the minimap and he was tucked all the way under heaven. Just he was waiting for that. They were actually prepared, read the situation perfectly. Nobody on site. Artist has all the time in the world set up that shock dart.
That would have been so different otherwise. And here we go. Look at that again. Perfect.
I'm gonna wait for an average bonus. Chat spam is imminent.
He only appears. He only appears for the man. He's like, hello, did you see my Discord, by the way? And I mean, look, Artist, 9 kills, but that round has put them around on the board. So, again, kills don't mean everything right now. That was a brilliant little bit of play. And it's given them a chance for OT. So here we go. What do you reckon? OT or close out by Liquid?
I'm looking at it now. There was a big investment there. G2 TAC pause coming through just to give us a chance to talk about it, luckily enough. Soulcast obviously invested his Seekers on that retake. The revive came through last time around. Eccles one away from his ult. Cryptics obviously threw down the lockdown as well. So they have the Blade Storm. Scream with an operator. So
has he double purchased? Is there at least another gun with him?
I don't know if we can take a fly over.
Can we look at Scream, please?
To see if there's a Vandal on the floor
He's
somewhere.
He's on A. Yeah. Right. Whoop, up, whoop.
No. Unless it's all the way back in defensive spawn, I don't know.
I don't know if I love it. I really don't know, but prove me wrong, please, Scream. I know you're good, but that rifle, it just fits in the hands too well. But for now, warded away. Gonna fall back from this. I'll have to see if he's still got that later down the line. Such a satisfying noise when that happens. But again, no early presence noted this time around. A little bit more cautious, and it looks like a mid play coming out from G2 again, or at least a look towards middle.
Yep. Look at Pit's trap wires. It's set up for the A push and the C push, which means they're probably going to lean towards either garage or B here, and nobody on the side of Liquid over towards C long. So we could see another bloodbath over B site / mid. Cryptics backing up towards A-Link here. They're happy to give him the space, and absolutely, here you go. Push up mid comes through, looking like a B hit.
This makes me so nervous. I guess he's got his ult to switch to, and okay, maybe he doesn't need it. Quickly switches out to the ult, which I guess is just a one-shot rifle at this point. The spike is going to be planted anyway. Quick little spam of the shells coming out. Soulcast very cautiously clearing, and he's not far from a player either. You do have Pit on the other side here, and that presence should at least turn attention away from the kind of back lines of middle. Pit is now cut off from this, but time is of the essence.
But even Soulcast is showing that presence. It keeps Pit. He has to watch that flank now. He has to be aware of that, which means he can't back up mid. And actually, Zeke and Mixwell playing very deep on site here. Liquid coming all the way through. Link comes through. He's actually going to fool Zeke, making use of that position. But Soulcast good for the trade now. And a second and a third.
It's just Patatech. He's flopped his lives a little, but he's doing his best he can. But the defuse!
Defenders
I cannot believe it.